folks, good afternoon. It's Christmas Day, and of course, what I'm doing is down here working on a motorcycle engine. What else would I be doing? No, we celebrated last night, folks. Got together with a few of the family members, and we had a good old time. Lots of good food, and lots of love, and Christmas cheer, which I didn't partake of, by the way. I'm getting too old to handle my liquor anymore. So anyway, some of you might have watched my last short video in which I brought to light a YDS3 Big Bear that I did some work on before, fixed it all up, made it look pretty, and then found out it had a hole in an engine. So what I'm going to do today is I've got a donor. Now, I bought this summer, a YDS3-C, and this is it. So what we're going to try and do, this particular standoff right here is what's busted on the other one. It just took a whole hunk of the case right out, and it's busted off right to here, that whole thing. So we're going to try and get that side of the case out. This one looks to be in good shape. Of course, the engine's all locked up on the lower end up here. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult, but we'll give it a shot and see what we can do. And we'll take you along for the ride. All right, so as I said on the other camera, what we're going to try and do is get this side of the case to come off. And to do that, of course, we're going to have to get this off, which looks to be in rusty, but not too bad a shape, actually. It should have a couple of bolts that go all the way through. There are screws. There's one, and there's one. And those two should hold this in place after I get rid of this. So let's see what we can do about getting rid of that. Where's my, this? I would guess this to be a 12. Let's see. Yep. Well, that was just too easy. All right. We can't lose any of this stuff. So we're going to put this in here. And we'll put these two screws, if we can figure out which driver to use. I think it's this one. Yep, that's perfect. These are JIS, by the way. I painted them orange so I'd know. Let's see. We want to put maximum pressure on it. Well, that just came right out. That should be a big long screw that goes all the way through, and it is. And we will put that in the same bag. And then here's another one down here. That one just came out easily too. So that's a good start. Let's put all these in here. And seal that up. Okay, this is not going to be so easy to get out, I don't think. Well, color me shocked. That just came right out. Okay, so then this must be the part that's difficult to get out. And I wonder I have a puller out there that may work on this. It's for an AT3 and a couple other old Yamahas, but it might just be the ticket. I don't know for sure. This is kind of weird. This engine is just totally locked up. Oh, no, it's not. Well, I thought it was. It moves a little bit. You can't do it by grabbing this nut and doing it because that'll just break off in there. So I didn't try too hard to turn it over. Let's give it some maximum effort. Nope. Nope. It might be that the transmission is locked up. Because actually, this goes back and forth quite a bit. I don't know if you're catching that. I should be looking at what you can see here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. So that's as far as it moves. There's a good thing here. These hoses for this YDS3 are plastic, and they're all made up in just the right lengths and everything. So we will definitely save those. But right now what we're going to do is get this guy out of here. And I'll be back. Alrighty, we have beat the lock washer into submission, and we pulled the oil plug, and there was a little water in there, which I kind of expected. We grabbed us a 32 millimeter socket, and hopefully it'll fit on there, and hopefully I got enough power in this to take it, and I do. Alright, so that's off. We'll just set that little girl down on the floor there. Socket comes off. Socket's in bad shape. It's kind of dipped on this side, which is the drive side. So it would work and it wouldn't throw the chain right off, but I'm not going to ever use it. So it'll just go in the trash. Let me get this lock washer off first. Oh, the lock washer's even got a little tab on it that tabs into this hole on the sprocket. A little different, isn't it? Okay. Sprocket goes in the junk. Now, hopefully we got most of the oil out of it. I'm not real sure how to get this off. I don't know if it just comes out or if I have to unscrew this first. I tried it without unscrewed and it didn't do anything. So I don't know that I have to take it off. Where's the split? The split is on this side, I think, of that. So I think we're going to start working on these screws. Oh, I need to get the puller and pull this armature off of here. And it looks like it's a good one, so I'd like to know what's holding it. Might just be the clutch, it might just be in gear. I'm not sure. So, I will be back. All right, that's kind of interesting. It seems to be a little piece of felt around this drive shaft here. So we'll put that looks to be usable yet. So we'll save that. I'll find a part number for it. And now I'm going to go back and get the puller for this guy. All right, well, I went and got my tool. And while this tool works on the AT3s, it does not work on this one. This must just use a long M6 that goes all the way in and pushes it off. Alrighty, folks, we're going to give this a try. I cut 2 lengths of, it's 3/16 steel rod, and I've got a number 8, an M8 bolt, full thread, although I hopefully don't need that much. And that threads into this, and that will go down quite a ways. There is one of these already in there. It's longer than this one. I think it was, I cut it 70 millimeters. And I tapered the end on it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. And hopefully, if I grab the right wrench over here, I don't think it's a 12, I think it's a 13 maybe. I don't know. Let's see. 13 or 14. Let's see. All right. I'm hoping this will come off easy. Everything else has seemed to come out easy. It's not moving at all that I can see. All right, we got tension on it. Let's see what happens if we give it a whack. I think it came loose. Or it broke something. Nope. And it worked, but you can see this, what happened to this pin I put in there. It would be nicer to have the actual tool that looks like this, but this part is M8, this part is probably 6 millimeters. Let's see. We got some calipers over here. Let's see what it is. Well, let's turn it on first. We're at 0. Measures 5.8. So this tip measures 5.8 on this one. But this is for an AT3, so I'm not sure if that's the same for this one. So, anyway, we got it off. It's in one piece. It goes on a tapered shaft, and it has a key in here that we're going to take out. The cam here needs some dressing up. It's got some rust on it that might be able to, with a little bit of sandpaper, we might be able to shine that up in case we have to use this for something. We got this cover off down here. This is underneath the bottom. And right here is the shift mechanism. Now there's a plate that mechanism mounts on. It's got two bolts on, or two machine screws on each side that attach to the case halves. I'm looking up here, and it looks to me like if we put a bolt in here, we'll be able to use the case puller to hopefully pull this off. The problem is that this main bearing is rusty. That means it's probably rusty to the shaft too, and that could be a problem. And no matter how much oil I soak up, I can't get it all here. It keeps coming out of different places when I turn it different ways. I don't know how much recording I lost there because it shut off. I need some kind of an alarm, I think. Let's see. I need a bolt in here that I can drive down against. And then I'll need to do some splitting. Well, folks, I'm sitting here playing with my new remote control on my phone, and I'm going to do some more work on this YDS3, getting it apart so I can get the part off to fix my other YDS3 Big Bear. So anyway, I can zoom in, I think. Yeah, I can zoom right in there. Look at that. That's amazing. Alright, so I suppose you want to see what the engine is and what I'm going to do today. So let me get you situated and I'll be right back. Alright, so we have got it cracked, and it should just come right off, but it doesn't want to. No, those won't go through. Okay. Alright, the two oil lines, one to each cylinder, are out. I don't think they could have been holding it back though. I just don't have a clue. It could be rust, because I believe it's locked up in there. Alright, so I've been fighting this cover trying to get it off, and I can't figure out why it won't let me. But I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I think I am, anyway. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to try and put this down This is just threaded rod, M6 I believe. And we're going to screw that down into there, but we want a nut, a nut on it. We want a nut that's got to go through there. This might not be easy, so I'm going to shut you off and I'll be back. Alright, so what we got here is we got this threaded rod, M6, going through this case, and then there's a nut right here, and this rod is screwed into here. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this nut and pressure this all the way up, and I'm probably going to have to do two more, one here maybe and one over here. Well, it's certainly coming up. All right, we're going to do the same thing down here. Well, I think I got it. I can't tell what was holding it. I think it may have just been this output shaft, or kickstart shaft, I guess is what it is. So now I got to spin these back out. Uh-oh, battery's dead. I don't know how much of this I got recorded. Alright, so this was my solution to getting this thing off. I put these three through there, then I screwed them down into these holes here, this one, and this one. I don't know if you can see that, this one. And then once these were set, I held this double nutted one and screwed this one up, and it pushed the cover off of there. That's the third one. We got that. Let's turn some light on here. I think we need that. Now we can see there's rust up here, so I don't know what all is rusted. This gear doesn't move at all. I'm not sure how. Hopefully this top just pops off of here and I can get at the major bolt that holds that clutch in. I'm not sure. But it's rusty inside there, I can see that for sure. Let's see what happens. Does it come off? I don't know. I think it's coming off. Yep, it comes off, and this bearing is not frozen, but it's not in great shape. It's been wet. See this bearing here? All right. I don't know what size that is. All right, we're recording again here. We got the, there's this weird looking washer on there like that. And then this nut, which is a 26 millimeter. And then the clutch, I think. I'm not sure if it comes off or not. Shoot. Apparently it does. And there it is. That would be the entire clutch pack. And it's totally rusted shut. We got two bearings down here. Well, it's just a stack bearing, and they're rusty, but oily. They go underneath the clutch. They go fit right in here and on this shaft. Then we got kernels of corn down in there, and then we got this nut here, which takes this gear off, I think. But my hands are a little greasy, so let's see what we can do here. I probably got to run out and get a different socket again. That might do it right there. What size is that? That's a 30. And I didn't have a... I don't have a 29. So let's see if that works. And I believe, did that spin around? This locks down with this on this hub, and then it's supposed to be bent up over the nut to lock it in place. Okay, we're getting down there. This should come off now. It's probably rusted in place, but it should come off. It is coming up a little ways. I may need to pry on both sides. What else do I have to pry with? Not much. I'll be getting in your way. That's the gear. That would be the main drive gear, I believe. Is this little horseshoe thingy. So those three items are on top of this post. So if you want to lift this assembly out, you got to take them off, and then you can look in the underneath and you'll see all the goop and rust and whatever. There it is. assembly. And it's totally locked up. So I don't know what's locked up, whether it's the cable. We'll soak it in apple rust over there for a week or two. Alright, that's out. And the reason it didn't want to come out is because there's this pin here, this guide pin. Alright, well, where this bolt goes through, this outside piece that I'm damaging is not the sealing surface. So, with a little bit of luck, that should be okay. Not going to take it apart. Alright, put the splitter back on it. Wow. This is not worth anything. Do I get to get them both out? Probably. I don't know. This half should just pull off then, shouldn't it? Yeah, it has nothing to do with that other one. Alright, let's get this up where it belongs again. Hopefully the one on the other bike will come apart much easier. Hopefully. Should have done it. That's the piece I need. Well, folks, we got it apart. It was a struggle. It was honestly a big struggle, but we did it. And I'll clean it up and put it on the bench, or put it on the shelf, and it'll be all ready for spring when we tear into that Big Bear and replace that leaking side panel. So thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe and the like and all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. I'll be working on the Kawasaki G4 TR Trail Boss.